Growth doesn't always feel good. And I think that's something we don't talk about enough, especially when you've been in your career for a long time. Because at some point, you would think things would feel easier. Hi, I'm Kisha Pickford, a nurse practitioner with over 25 years of experience in healthcare. And on this channel, I share real talk about healthcare and the lessons I've learned along the way. And lately, I've been in a season of learning, not just professionally, but personally. And it's been one of those seasons that has really made me pause and reflect on how I show up. When you've been in a field for a long time, you go through different seasons. There are seasons where you're learning everything for the first time. There are seasons where you're building confidence. And then there are seasons where you feel established. But there are also seasons where you're being stretched in a different way. And I think that can feel a little uncomfortable because when you've been doing something for years, you don't expect to feel like you're still learning certain things. But the truth is, growth doesn't stop just because you have experience. If anything, it just looks different. And sometimes growth comes through situations that don't feel easy, situations that make you pause, situations that make you reflect, situations that make you ask yourself, is there something here for me to learn? One of the things I've been thinking about lately is communication. Not just what I say, but how I say it, how it's received, how I show up in different environments. And that's not always something we think about when we're just focused on doing the work. And something I've been reminded of is that sometimes it's not just about what you do, it's also about how you're perceived. And that doesn't mean changing who you are, but it does mean being aware. In any workplace, especially in healthcare, you're going to encounter different personalities, different communication styles, different expectations. And part of growth is learning how to navigate those spaces without losing yourself in the process. And I think that's been one of the biggest lessons for me, to stay grounded, not reacting quickly, not taking everything personally, but stepping back and asking myself, what can I take from this? Because self-reflection is not always easy. It requires you to be honest with yourself, to look at things from a different perspective, and to be willing to grow even when it's uncomfortable. And I think that's where real growth happens. Not when everything feels good, but when you're willing to learn from the moments that challenge you. So right now, I'm in a season of learning, and I'm choosing to grow through it. Well, I don't know who will see this today or years from now, but this is my story and this is my perspective. I'm Kisha Pickford. Thank you for being here and spending this time with me. Until next time, bye.